How's everybody? Right now I'm gonna recap what happened this past weekend in NFL. Also gonna go over college football playoffs and NBA starting tomorrow. So really looking forward to that because my defending Lakers will be hanging up another banner, number 17, in the Clippers' faces. Well, because they live in the basement of the Staples Center. First of all, I want to go recap this past week what happened in the NFL. Starting off with Thursday Night Football with my Raiders, man. Heartbreaking loss to the Chargers. Justin Herbert played well. Well, anybody could play well right now as QB against that horrible Raiders defense. We need to get somebody up in there for next year. I'm looking at Wade Phillips as the guy to replace Rob Marinelli because the last time he was good was back, I think, in 2015. I'm not sure, 2016 with the Cowboys, but it was only one good season. And the games that happened on Saturday, one featured the Broncos getting spanked by the Bills. Right now, the Bills are a real team, a real threat to go to the Super Bowl and eventually be Super Bowl champions. But a lot could be said with other teams as well, but they're looking very dangerous. The best pick for the offseason was Diggs getting traded to them from Miami. From the Vikings. But yeah, the nightcap capped off with the Panthers taking out the Packers. I thought this was gonna be a blowout as well, but then after the first half ended, the Packers couldn't get anything going on the offensive side in the second half. Clearly late in the game, they're just trying to run out the clock and get out of there with the W. Even Aaron Rodgers said after the game that even though they're the number one seed and probably can end up getting the bye, he's expecting more from this offense as they go into the postseason. Sunday night, well, not Sunday night, Sunday, Tampa Bay defeated the Falcons 31-27, coming back from a 17-point deficit and then a 24-7 deficit as well. Well, both by 17 points. Um, I don't know what to make about this Bucks team. They have Tom Brady, so one thing I would not do is bet against that man when he has a team loaded and everything. The last time he probably had a team this loaded was probably 2007 when they went undefeated but then eventually lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. He's doing what Peyton Manning did when he went to the Broncos. They had a solid offense, great defense, and I could see them winning it all because they have Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Godwin, Fournette, Jones in the backfield, and then a great defense as well. But the only thing I see standing in their way, if Bruce Arians, man, he just needs to let Tom do his thing and work Tom's offense, not Bruce Arians' offense, because it looked like in the first half for much, they're running what Tom Brady was not comfortable with. So that's that on that. The next game I'm talking about is the Cowboys and Niners, which I had to tune in because I had a bet going on. Shout out to Junior Vargas. He got me this time, but I'm coming after you for $40 this weekend because Hurts is gonna beat the beat the Cowboys. Titans at Lions, domination by Titans, 46-27, and Derrick Henry had another monster game. Texans lost to the Colts by 7 again in a heartbreaking loss because I didn't tune into this game, but at the end, I watched it, and again, just like I believe it was 2 weeks ago when Deshaun Watson fumbled a snap, a horrible snap, by the way. They lost. This one it looked like the receiver was about to get in to either tie it to send it overtime or win it with the 2-point conversion, and he fumbled, I believe, at the 2-yard line, recovered by the Colts, and again, heartbreaking loss against the Colts for the Texans. Patriots got defeated by the Dolphins. I don't know about to say about the Patriots, but I think they're a good team. They're not great as before because a lot of opt-outs this year, and the Dolphins have a good team and good defense, and they can't get nothing going on their end of the offense with Cam Newton being limited with the weapons he's got. They could run the ball decent, but nothing scares the other teams because they know they can't throw it. The Bears are still in playoff contention as they defeated the Vikings 33-27. Seattle barely got by Washington 20-15, which I, excuse me, 20-15, which I like that. That game was exciting to watch. I think Washington will win one of these two next games, and they'll be champs of the NFC least. NFC least. Yes, I said NFC least because they have a tiebreaker over both the Eagles and the Cowboys because they beat them twice, and I'm not sure about the Giants anymore because Daniel Jones was hurt. Colt McCoy couldn't get nothing going last night. We'll get into that later. Ravens defeated the Jaguars, and now they have the number one pick because the Jets defeated the Rams yesterday, which I was telling some of the people I know that are Ram fans, maybe you guys partied last night too hard, or I don't know what went on. You guys didn't take this game seriously, but the Jets were motivated to win, I believe, because no team wants to tank in the NFL. I know as me, as a fan of the Oakland Raiders, I wouldn't want them to be 0-16 either, so I get why they won, and shout out to Frank Gore for saying a couple weeks back that he doesn't want to go out like this, but I hope we see him next year with a quality team that can make a run because he's still a decent running back, but he just has to go to a good team. Wow, this next game I'm talking about Eagles and Cardinals. Just wow, the last two Oklahoma quarterbacks and Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts played an amazing game. Kyler Murray threw a pick in the red zone, and that opened up the door for the Eagles a little bit, but they got off to a rough start with the safety and a block punt. Got out to a 16-0 deficit, but Jalen Hurts brought him back, and I think Carson Wentz has a lot to do with this football team not playing the way they would play with the backup coming in, such as when they did with Nick Foles and Josh McCown in that playoff game, and now Jalen Hurts. I just think Carson Wentz is. I just gotta say he's not a good teammate. Probably he's not. He's a locker room issue because this team just plays different, and they have the same people playing. Like, how can that be? I seen this morning that he don't like the backup position, but hey man, that's what you didn't play well, so they had to bring in someone, and he wants to get traded. I don't really see no team trading for him because of how much money he takes up, and you're probably gonna have to give up a draft pick to get him as well because it's just too much money, and you don't know where you're gonna get from Wentz. But I'm rooting for him because I still think he still has that, because he definitely has that arm, those wheels, not as before, but he still has those wheels, and I think he could still be good in this league. But I think it's time to get out of Philadelphia. And the last game I want to last two games I want to talk about is Chiefs Saints, with the Chiefs defeating the Saints 32-29 in what was closer with the box score than the game anticipated. I think Drew Brees should have not came back in this game personally because every throw looked like he was hurt still. As I was watching this game, starting the second half, it was just like he was not comfortable in there. It was hurting him to throw, and he just didn't look himself because, he was rusty, but I just feel like he's still kind of banged up, and I still believe he shouldn't play until I think week 17. Maybe give him a couple quarters, maybe a quarter, and save him for the playoff run because I believe he's retiring after this season, but we'll see. And the last game of the Sunday night football was Browns and Giants. I was going for the Giants, of course, to keep my slim playoff hopes alive, but they couldn't get nothing going with Colt McCoy, Texas. Shout out Texas. Colt McCoy. They had 3 red zone trips in the first half, but only got 3 points because they went for it on 2 occasions on 4th and 5 and 4th and 2. On the Brown side, they ran the ball well. That bootleg was working, and Baker Mayfield played another good game, but I'm still not sold on him because let's see if he could do it in the playoffs, man, when the money's on the line, big time game. And I hope he does. Another thing I want to talk about is Basketball getting started tomorrow night. It's going down. I believe there's only 2 games tomorrow. The first one will be KD's and Kyrie's return to the court. Well, Kyrie returned last year, but he was hurt. He only played 20 games, I believe. KD's anticipated return tomorrow night, and can't wait to see it. They face the Golden State Warriors, which is also Steph Curry's return to the court, and we'll see how the Warriors do. They haven't played since March, regular season game since March, because they're the worst team last year, but that was because everyone's hurt and everything. We'll see. This season's going to be great, as well as a nightcap with LeBron James and Anthony Davis welcoming the LA choke Clippers. The Clippers, because they got out last year when they had a 3-1 lead over the Nuggets, but that was last year. This year we're going for that number 18 to pass the Celtics, and it starts tomorrow night. I don't know what I expect to see, because I don't know how LeBron's gonna play, AD's gonna play, and maybe I won't say Kuzma because he's still young. Well, Anthony Davis is young too, but we'll see how that short layoff does for the Lakers. We're gonna hang up that banner, and then the Clippers are gonna go back to the basement with the now. And then lastly, let's get into the college football playoff. The playoff is set with Alabama meeting Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl, and Clemson, Ohio State playing in the Rose Bowl. A lot of uncertainty came out when the rankings were out Sunday morning, but I don't think there's much, if any, concern about Notre Dame staying in that 4th spot. I know a lot of teams were mad, like Cincinnati and Texas A&M, but I just think that what team would be in that 4th spot is kind of iffy. For me personally, I think I would like to see Cincinnati, just because it will be hard in the future to put a non-Power 5 school in there, and this was the year to do it, because you see Notre Dame get defeated badly on Saturday by Clemson, and that's the same thing you're probably going to get against Alabama. I'll be surprised if Alabama loses to them, or even if it's a 3-point win or a close win like it was for them Saturday against Florida. Texas A&M, I don't think the committee wanted to see that again, because Alabama spanked them in the beginning of the year. And I think Cincinnati, it would have been fun to see them, just to see how they match up with Alabama and everything. Probably they wouldn't come out victorious, but it's just something you always want to see when a non-Power 5 school meets a Power 5 school. And that was basically it. And don't forget, guys, tonight tune in. There's women basketball, college basketball as well. Started off in the morning, ending tonight. And we got Monday Night Football coming at you at 5 on ESPN. The Bengals taking on the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers would lose, but I need the Steelers defense to get 8 or less points, because I need to get into that fantasy championship. I'm up by 9, so hopefully they don't get more than 9. That's what I'm hoping. Well, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment down below or message me, DM me on Instagram, and let's talk sports. And any comments or anything you have, what sports you want me to cover, let me know, and I can make a video on it. Thank you.